5, 4, 3, 2. I'm delaying the countdown because I'm trying to think of something funny to say, but I can't. So 1. What's up, guys? This is Joev14, and this is our...
Oh, I see what you're doing.
This is our 11th episode of Facecast. It is also our anniversary, at least for my channel. Sometime last week was my anniversary for my channel when I first started my Jake series, like a long time back. I don't know why I'm yawning, but I probably shouldn't be. And so, yay, cheering, clapping. We've already been through this before. And I am here with
Mesonak from the TTV podcast yet again.
Introduced you a little bit earlier. Unfortunately, Meso and I are the only ones. Jeyo has decided not to show up. And LJ might be showing up sometime halfway through. I'm going to be monitoring, and Meso and I are going to be monitoring if he comes online, because we need more people, because we've got a lot of discussion topics that he would be very useful in.
We can deal.
So I am going to start off with segment 1, Galaxy Squad, official release, stuff like that. So basically I got my Lego catalog magazine type thing in the mail today, and I noticed a lot of mistakes. First off,
good.
What?
This should be good.
First off, I noticed they are only advertising 2 of the 4 sets. The largest one, the Galactic Titan, and the smallest one, the Crater Creeper. There's no mention of the Eradicator mech or the Hive Crawler in there anywhere, which is weird because not only is it not there, but those are the only 2 sets that were advertised in a magazine. The magazine in April. Yeah, I think it was April. No, it was May. When the May magazine came out, there was like this little comic, and the 2 sets that were advertised in the comic, which is kind of strange because Lego hasn't really released information on them yet, but the Eradicator mech and the Hive Crawler showed up in that magazine comic, so I thought those 2 would be the most likely to show up.
Yeah.
And I don't see why they'd only advertise 2 and not all 4, because it doesn't make sense.
That's a little odd, but it's also not unheard of. The same thing happens sometimes with Bionicle, from what I remember correctly.
But it's just weird because it's not like they're special edition or anything. And another thing I noticed is they made a typo or a switch around with the name. They called... No, don't laugh at this, Meso, because these are actually official names. The Mosquitoid and there was this unreleased Elite Mosquitoid thing that we didn't know really what it was called, and apparently it's called a Mantizoid. Now, they called the Mosquitoid a Mantizoid, and they called the Mantizoid an alien. So they kind of screwed it up.
Wow.
It's very strange. And then they call the baby mosquitoids, the mosquito larva things, they call those insectoids. And that is total ripoff of Transformers and Insecticons.
Well, wasn't there a Lego line named Insectoids?
What?
I could swear there was.
Yes, there was. But there's just lots of stuff in the catalog. It's just... The people who wrote it, I don't think, know anything about the line.
Probably
and I
not.
hate when that happens when someone tries. Please stop yawning. I hate it when people try to describe lines when they don't know anything about it. you just have it all
Well,
the time?
typically, set designers and concept designers are not really the ones writing the descriptions. They're given a base outline of what to work with, but as far as specific details, eh. That's why you always see lame puns in the description and like filler space, and them advertising every conceivable play gimmick you can. The story's not really important. You just got to give a vague description.
Yes, like how they list every single minifigure, like a complex name for every single one, and then I don't even get why they do this. This is not helpful, and I find it kind of annoying. They list like the lengths of stuff. Like they say how
What?
tall it is or how wide it is all the time.
Well, I think some people would be interested in that stuff.
I find that not helpful at all. You can usually see something, you can tell how big it is. I mean, based off other stuff. And when you, I mean, are you really gonna buy a set because of how tall it is?
Yeah, some people maybe would. I don't know.
And it's like you look at it and it says like it's 14 centimeters high. Are you really gonna know how that big that is? I mean, maybe I can. I don't find it useful, but I would probably be one of the few people who could see the height or length and be able to visualize how big that actually is. When someone says something's 27 centimeters, most people would say, "Huh?" They wouldn't be able to like visualize without going and getting a tape measure or something of how tall it actually is.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
I find it
Well,
slightly annoying.
the measurements are really more for hardcore collectors than just the casual person. Because while the person is not going to buy a set based off that, that may be interesting side info.
But it's
I
like
don't know.
all over the place. It's they just put it in the description and they put it like around it. Like
Yeah,
I kind of
I
find it.
understand.
I kind of find it annoying. The second thing that we learned from it was not just the Manozoids, but we have the name of the unofficially named Blue Division.
Oh, really?
Dude. Yes, his name is Max Solar Flare. Like they didn't have enough people who already have like stuff related to fire in their name.
I'm not going to lie and say that's any worse than some of the others. What's the red guy's name?
Billy Starbeam.
What's the orange guy's name?
Jack Firelane.
That's the one I was thinking of that made me go, wow, just wow, Jack Fireblade.
And then Chuck Stonebreaker.
Chuck Stonebreaker.
Remember?
Yes, I remember.
Remember the joke LJ and I were talking about?
Yes.
Doesn't hit rocks with his head, he rams them with his giant truck.
Yep. Pretty much. I recall.
What?
I recall that. Wow. Galaxy Squad. What story is there? What kind of story mediums?
There's a very brief story. It's not much for anything. Most of the most of the story is centered around my yawning, but we just go with it. Most of the story is in the comics and the Lego magazines. It's like very brief things, but I like the concept of it, and I like how they don't have a whole lot of storyline to it, because Lego would probably screw it up if they tried to write a story to it. But I enjoy like creating my own concepts from it. I'm starting to lose interest for two reasons. One, the story isn't much of anything, and they haven't given us much of a basis. Now, I'd like to have like a basis if I were to write a fanfic as to why like the aliens and the humans are fighting. I mean, I know humans are supposed to fight aliens, but there should be a more complicated reason, because you don't just go to a planet and start killing aliens.
I agree. Here's my
I think
thing.
people exaggerate too much, like how much aliens and humans would just automatically fight each other. Why can't they just
Oh yeah,
make
definitely.
friends? There's got to be some sort of conflict.
They always do this. It's for dramatic effect. They shouldn't have introduced Alien Conquest and then made Galaxy Squad, if you want my opinion. They should have been linked. Because having two different space quote-unquote themes, canceling Alien Conquest ahead of schedule to make Galaxy Squad, I think they could have worked within the same universe.
They did.
They
Briefly.
did.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
like some
and that
comic.
one stupid comic where they introduced the mosquito people. Yeah, I remember. Well, my question is there going to be a Wave 3?
I don't know yet. I really hope there is because I think they could make this better. However, without a decent story, there's not really much interest for older fans. The only interest that they're gonna get people into is if like some kid goes to the store and just says, "Hey mom, that looks cool," or if like collectors see it as cool. You're a lot more likely to sell sets if you got a complex storyline because it gets people talking about it to each other and it spreads the word. It's not really when I talk to a friend, I don't talk about Galaxy Squad. I talk about something like Bionicle or X Force because there's a complex story to it. I don't start up a conversation about Galaxy Squad. It just
doesn't work.
You don't do it because there's nothing to really talk about. Hey, did you hear about that mosquitoid set? It looked pretty cool, and that no one would be able to recall that.
Yeah, only the hardcore, set collectors are gonna get what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Here's my thing on the background of the Galaxy Squad website. I bet you've noticed this before. One side, there's like a planet, and one side's of the human city, and then the other half, there's an alien city.
Yeah.
Will they make buildings in 2014?
I actually had this idea that what I want to do is go on like a Kusu and kind of pick up a project to get more fans involved in Galaxy Squad, like ideas. And one thing was a human base. Now, I really don't see the point, especially not together, of releasing an alien and a human base because it's gonna kill their profit because most kids aren't going to have enough money to buy both. They're going to pick between one or the other, and it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to release them both in the same wave.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, hey, Jeyo.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the fun.
I'll give you the quick rundown, Jeyo. So, a new magazine came out, or a catalog came out, and they revealed the name of the unannounced Blue Division dude. His name's Max Solar Flare. Yes. And then there's the Mantizoids, and that's very confusing because in the magazine it calls the Mosquitoids Mantizoids, and it calls the Mantizoids just aliens. It's very, very confusing, and we were discussing stuff like if there's going to be possibly a third wave and why there's all the mix-ups, and that's pretty much it.
I see.
Remember, Jay, when you and I were discussing what would be cool sets to have for 2014?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish we actually had made the Kusu topic. By now, it's probably a little bit too late, because by the time it'd get accepted, if it hadn't already been, if Galaxy Squad hadn't already been canceled, it would, or discontinued or whatever, our goal would have already been accomplished. So,
yeah,
it's a little bit too late now.
I think they might go for a third wave because it has been fairly successful, right?
It has been, but the fan community online is not very big. It's more of people like the sets because they look cool. There's not really much of a community getting it popular. So I think the way it's going to go is it'll just sell because it looks cool. And the more and more people go and buy the sets, if you buy one of the first wave sets, you're less likely to buy one of the second wave sets because they might be similar. And people say, hey, this is cool. That looks a lot like it. I don't think I want another one, or something along those lines.
Well, the second wave sets are actually a lot cooler and pretty different than the first ones. I mean, you've got things like the Galactic Titan and the Hive Crawler.
Galactic Titan is like the best.
But the big two are the only ones worth actually buying. The Crater Creeper's just crap.
What's wrong with the Eradicator mech?
The Eradicator mech's okay, but
I thought you said you liked it because it was like Exoforce.
I did, but there are some things they could have done better. There are two cockpits on it, one on the front, one on the back. One's meant when the jet pops out, the orange team robot's supposed to get in the other side. It looks really weird when the jet detaches. The second half looks kind of stupid when the jet detaches. And it's also
I also think it was kind of lazy how they didn't include any alien minifigures in that set. They only made those little.
I liked that.
Alien drone things.
I like that.
I'd rather them. It's a bit unorthodox. Typically, people prefer minifigures, and I can completely see why. But in a line with so many other minifigures and sets, I doubt they would have made any new ones just for that particular set. It would have just been a rehash. So I like.
Well, yeah, but it's always good for building your army of mosquitoes or mosquitoids or buggerworms.
Right actually build an army because they don't have enough minifig sets. I mean, the cheapest one's the space one, and that's like what, $13. So.
Yeah, well, it would be nice if they released some battle packs. Although
they probably will.
To be honest,
I don't think they will.
You don't think so?
They're gonna release battle packs. It's just not the type of thing you do in that kind of a line.
Joe.
Yeah, I guess.
Joe.
It's not really. I don't look at Galaxy Squad as an army builder type series.
Joe.
Yeah.
They released battle packs for Ninjago and Chima.
I know.
And those aren't really what I'd consider army builders.
I think Ninjago is kind of an army builder, or rather, it's meant to be like getting different types of the ninjas, different
of snakes and skeletons.
But it was only the villains. There was like one ninja and a bunch of villains.
And then they did Chima?
That's what I've heard. I haven't actually seen pictures of it, but from what I've heard, it's like one lion, two crocodile.
That's a bit weird. I think that's a bit weird. Speaking of which, did you see the construction figures were in the magazine? They're official now.
I saw them on Wikipedia, but not in the magazine.
The Chima construction figures?
Yeah, they're official now. Like Lego's completely revealed them and pricing them and everything. I know we already knew a bunch about them beforehand, but
Joe, you know when they were officially revealed? February at Toy Fair.
I know
prices.
But it's now it's the official release with the descriptions and everything. It's just
whatever.
Everything. We never actually learn new information when Lego.
So now they're released, is what you mean?
They basically are, yeah. $15 each, and that may seem like a bit pricey.
It is a bit pricey. I'm all over a bit pricey.
If you're
but then all of Chima's been pricey.
If you're a construction figure fan and you look at these from the perspective of let's compare them to Hero Factory, they're by and large worth the $2 increase. There's more pieces, they're better pieces, there's more well designed, blah blah blah. It's just a matter of do you like Chima enough to drop the money?
I don't know and I don't care. This isn't about Chima. Okay. So that's pretty much it for...
Wait, I have one last thing on Chima. Sort of unrelated, but...
No.
The only thing that Chima is good for are the animal heads. If you want to make, some sort of animal hybrid or something, if you're making, I don't know, Killer Croc from Batman or something like that. It's the only thing that I'd be interested in.
But
or if you're making some sort of...
The sets aren't bad.
They're not.
They're not good, but they're not bad.
I actually like a lot of the Chima sets. It's just... They're very expensive, and the premise behind it is very poor. My friend...
And the minifigures are not very versatile, except for what I mentioned earlier.
Kidding me? The minifigures are, the most versatile thing that we've had in, forever.
It just depends on how much...
Okay, what are you going to use a lion torso for?
I don't know, but there's so many different ones, and they could be used in so many different ways. Just... I don't know, and I don't really care a whole lot about Chima. I haven't bought...
The torso prints, it's really only the heads that are, exclusive to the animals. They all have some sort of animal influence, but when you look at the torso pieces alone, it's not automatically, hey, look, it's a lion.
Yeah, I suppose you could make sort of aliens for the crocodiles or something.
That's true.
Anyways, back to Galaxy Squad.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot more to say about Galaxy Squad, except for it's kind of official now. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any of the sets. I think
you're a Galaxy Squad fan. You gotta get them. You gotta get them.
I mean, I will get them, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get them right away. I think I'm going to wait until, November when Black Friday comes up and go and buy the Hive Crawler and Galactic Titan, because 100, even though it's a very good deal, it's 1,012 pieces for $100. That's a pretty fair deal. 10 cents a part, or no. 10 parts is... I don't know. It's something
I'll cover for you. Yeah, I think the Galactic Titan is one of the best of the new wave, even if it is very expensive.
No.
Because you've got the vehicle itself, and then you have a little alien base that goes with it.
While it is expensive, it is a good deal for the price. It's you're getting a lot for your $100.
And you get vehicle that splits in two.
Oh yeah.
One of the two, what do you call them? Mini vehicles? They're not really small. Anyways, the air vehicle that splits off reminds me of the Republic gunship quite a bit from Star Wars.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying that. It looks a little bit, maybe.
It looks a lot like it. The shape of it and stuff. Maybe not the cockpit placing and size, but the general shape with the wings and the...
Just the dropship. Just because it's a dropship doesn't make it a Republic gunship. Okay.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Most dropships don't, but this one does.
Oh, Joe, you must have patience.
All right.
Will not be here.
I guess the next thing is I'm going to. Do you think I should talk about my modded stuff first, or the new releases?
Well,
let's go with new releases because that's what people are mostly here for, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, for those of you who didn't know, last week I lost my bet. I had to give 2 cents to everyone.
Which you didn't do.
Hypothetical. Cents.
I said I'd ship them to you, but it cost like 52 cents for me to ship the package, and everyone said no.
I wasn't really betting for real anyways. It was all hypothetical to me.
I know you were.
I want my 2 cents. I'm in it to win it.
Okay. So, the Mega Centurion came out, for all of you who don't know yet. Shock, surprise, we've known about it for 3 months, okay? It's no surprise at all, whatsoever. In fact, it was quite boring because I was getting bored with going on the Nerf wiki and not being able to add information on it because it's not official yet.
Wow.
It's as official as it can be. Someone stole one of them from the China production line. It exists. So, on to the actual gun. There's some interesting things about it. First off, we already have discussed this before, but they're absolutely massive darts. And one thing I didn't really discuss a whole lot before is the bipod. And I'm not sure if I like this yet or not. I'll have to actually try it first, but apparently it's supposed to be like a tech smart bipod. The way it works is you fold it out and put it on the ground, and the pressure, the weight of the gun being pressed against the ground keeps it open, and when you lift it up, the bipod folds back in on its own. It's like spring action, so when you lift it up, because of the pressure from the top of the gun being removed from it, the weight being removed from it will pop back in.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like this yet. I have a feeling it'll kind of get annoying because
Possibly.
it pops back in while it's on the ground. It could screw you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do we know if it's, if the two, edges of the bipod are some surface that can grip the ground?
Yes, it is.
It is? It's like rubber or latex or something?
No, it's like this. Okay, so they're at the end of 18 dart clips. They have this weird it's like rubber plastic alloy or something like that.
Huh.
It's the same material on there.
I'm not familiar with that material,
Yeah.
but I'll take your word for it.
Rubber plastic alloy.
I don't know what it is, but it's like a combination of plastic and rubber, and it allows it.
Just say hard rubber.
Okay, wait. The Baraki, how they had the different type of plastic at the back of their heads.
Yeah.
That stuff.
Which ones do you mean though? Because the red one, Kalma, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name.
Oh my god.
He had
those
tentacles. Those were pretty rubbery tentacles at the back of his head.
Yes, it's something like that.
I didn't know you were. I did not know you were a Bionicle fan. I guess I kind of figured. I guess I should have figured, but I thought you were system only.
Don't you remember?
Yes, I'm a big Bionicle fan.
On Hero Factory, Meso?
Not really.
You don't remember. You're funny.
I know. I'm quite the jokester. Carry on.
Okay. So basically, that is it for the Mega Centurion. However, the two more interesting bits of information are: we know now that there are 3 different Mega Series guns. We know we've had the full release of the Centurion, and then that we know of 2 more, and we know the names of one for sure and one possibility. One is called the Spartan. We know nothing about it. There was a Nerf gun called the Spartan in the N-Strike video game, and it kinda, so far, the game has been a good, accurate thing for releasing new Nerf guns. They're similar. Like, for example, the it wasn't the Stampede. It was the Raider. The Raider, before it came out, appeared in the video game, and it was virtually identical, except for the fact that instead of a 35 dart drum, it just had a 6 dart clip, but it was identical otherwise. So there's a Spartan in the game, and it actually looks a lot like the Stampede. Now, I'm not sure if this is a hint that the Mega Series gun is going to be semi or fully automatic, which would be extremely cool to have a 100-foot shotgun that's semi or fully automatic. But we don't know much else about that one. The second one we know a little bit more about. It's called the Javelin, and for all intents and purposes and leaks and everything, all this research, we believe it is an upgraded 100-foot shot Titan. You know, right?
Sounds like a bazooka or a bow or something.
Do you know what the Titan is?
Yes.
What?
Do you know what the Titan is?
No.
It's a rocket launcher, a Nerf rocket launcher.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So that would make sense. Because you don't exactly hold bullets and throw them. It's not really, can't liken Nerf bullets to a Javelin.
Yup.
Hang on. I'll get you guys a picture of the Titan.
I've seen it.
But Jeyo had.
Okay. Fine.
Yep. We believe it's something along these lines. Now, it may not look like it, but it's supposed to be an upgraded version of this, which I'm not sure if I should be scared or overjoyed this is coming up, because it means either A, I can shoot my brother with it and knock him over, or he'll knock me over.
Ha. That's a good question.
So I'm a little bit scared. I'm also scared at what the price is going to be, because the Titan was $40, and if you're going to have an upgraded 100-foot shot version of it, that will probably come with extra ammo. I'm guessing it's somewhere around 50 or 60.
Very likely.
Considering it's a giant rocket and it'll probably be loads of fun to play with, it would be worth the $50 in an actual Nerf war. Because while the Titan was fun to play with, I don't think I have ever seen anybody actually use it in a real Nerf war, because it's just so unorthodox. I mean,
yeah.
You can pump it 20 times and you get one shot. It doesn't really hurt. It's just kind of, when you hit someone, it's just like a giant rocket's hitting you.
Wow, and why bother, using that when you could use something more effective? I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if the Javelin, if it is in fact a rocket launcher, if it'll be a substantial enough upgrade, and if they will have like extra rockets for it. Because another disadvantage of the Titan was it only came with one rocket. So if you wreck it or you lose it, you're done. And you can't buy extras either.
Yeah.
So.
Although a giant rocket like that would not be that easy to lose.
But maybe break or wreck. I've seen people like tear off the nose by accident before.
Yeah, or if you shoot it, and it goes, I don't know, down some hole or something. Some drain or over a wall or something that you can't get to.
Shoot.
Ha ha ha.
Okay.
What? I missed that.
Nothing. And then the last gun that is interesting that I'm not actually too excited about. I would probably be more excited about this if it actually had more ranges. The Elite Spectre was just revealed. If you guys know what the Spectre is, it was an upgraded Maverick. The original Spectre was an upgraded Maverick. And it was cool because it had better ranges. Now, it kind of was also partially a downgrade because of the only 5. It only has 5 shots in the barrel. It was getting an average of maybe 30, 40 feet, which was pretty good back then. But now that we've got all the elite guns, it's kind of been outclassed by the strong arm. And having an Elite Spectre is kind of pointless because the strong arm and the Elite Spectre, I'm guessing, will have the same ranges. So you're spending $10 more to lose one shot from the barrel, and the benefit you're really getting is a blue version of the barrel and the folding stock when it's already out. And I'm guessing they will also up the prices on this because all the elite blasters are more expensive. So I'm guessing it'll probably be like $25. So you're spending like 13 or 14 extra bucks, or no, 12 or 13. It doesn't really matter. But you're spending a lot of extra money to buy something basically just for the attachments, because it probably won't have increased ranges. Because in strong armor already shoots 75, and I find it unlikely Nerf would release a gun that shoots farther than 75 feet without just putting it in the Mega Series, which it certainly isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that, unless they've added some sort of other, I don't know, some other feature.
I doubt it.
Some better loading system or something.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Or they think to appeal to the people who are not smart enough to realize that
That's
the two
also
guns
true.
are practically the same.
There's one other benefit. Well, I don't see this as worth spending the extra $15. It's the blue attachments. Everyone wants blue attachments because all the elite guns now are blue, and everyone loved the Spectre's barrel, but it only worked on yellow guns. So now it doesn't really work with the new guns, and people love the Spectre's barrel because it's one of the few. In fact, I think it's the only one that doesn't increase range because it's got such a wide barrel. The dart doesn't scrape against it with thinner barrels. When the dart's fired, it scrapes against the inside of the barrel and makes it not shoot as far.
Yeah.
But the Spectre didn't do that, so that might make people think of it as a benefit.
That's also true.
But it's not. I don't think it's worth the $25.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah. Can you add like a stock to it or something?
It comes with a stock, a folding.
Oh, okay.
Just like the original. Do you guys know what the original Spectre looked like?
Yes.
No. There was a time not long ago when I stopped following Nerf for a while.
You should get back in.
Like, I stopped following it soon after the Stampede was out. So I guess that is actually
Spectre
quite a long time
actually
ago.
came out like around the same time
Like it,
the
though.
Stampede did.
Huh. Wonder why I didn't hear of it. But whatever. Doesn't really matter now.
Okay, so I've got a link, and for this is for segment 3. I've got some cool things to show off. First off, long shot overload. I've got 3 long shots now.
Shock and awe.
Cool, because long shots are now very rare because it's the most popular clip system gun aside from elites. It's almost impossible to find them now. I was really hoping to get a yellow one because the yellow ones are cool for some reason, and they're actually supposed to be more common than the blue ones. But I couldn't find. I found like maybe 1 or 2 yellows. I'm gonna keep only 2 of them. I think 1 to keep stock, 1 to mod, and the third one I'm gonna sell.
Yeah.
Because I don't need 3 long shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I hear
enough
ya.
to be able to wield all 3 of them at once.
I actually didn't hear very good reviews about the long shot.
Are you kidding me?
Like, it didn't shoot very far or something.
You must be thinking of the long strike, because the long shot is considered to be the most, the best clip system gun out there before elites, because it's the only one that has a single plunger, and it shot around 50 or 55 feet, which was amazing back then, and it still to some extent is.
Well,
Not
maybe-
sure where I heard
maybe
that then.
some people disliked it. People are allowed to, not follow the majority, Joe.
I personally like it very much. The second thing
Nice.
is my night ops kits. If you scroll down past the long shot, you'll see my night ops raider. I just painted this last night and finished touching it up this morning. I very much like how it turned out. My goal in this is to create a darker colored set of guns that I can use during the night, because I don't know about you, but running around with orange and yellow guns is not really the best idea. Now, I don't mind during the day because people are going to see you anyways, but when you're in the dark, if you have dark guns, you're more less likely to get spotted.
I agree.
Yeah, and gray was a good color because a lot of things are gray these days, unfortunately.
And also,
gray walls, gray parking lots, gray garages.
Black's just not my thing. I don't like painting the whole thing black because it just looks...
Yeah, and what if the house is white or something? At nighttime it'll look gray, more gray.
You were thinking gray. Yeah, gray is...
I liked it. I also added a few things. If you'll scroll back up, you'll see my mag strike. Actually, my mag strike I painted about 3 or 4 years ago, and when I put it back together, I believed it was broken because I couldn't seem to fire it. I don't know if this was time that fixed it, but I just took it up from the basement like a week or two ago, and it was working again, and it was so much fun because this is a fully automatic pump system gun. When you pump it 20 times and pull the trigger, it fires 10 darts in about 1 second flat. And it is so much fun to scare the crap out of people because you can just point at someone and there is no way you can dodge 10 darts flying at you all at once. It has a hugely widespread, and the sound of it just makes people stop in their tracks. And it's just so much fun because there's no way you can dodge a shot from a mag strike if you're in the middle of it.
Huh.
It is one of the most effective guns. Unfortunately, if by some off chance you don't manage to hit them, you're in a lot of trouble because it takes forever to reload it.
Unless you sweep your gun around, because then, with the amount of bullets, it'll create, a line of,
That's what you do. But my point being, when you run out of ammo, all 10 shots are fired in about 1 to 2 seconds flat. And then
you have to make sure you hit the guy, or else you have to resort to another gun or run.
Now what I did is I actually went on Craigslist and bought some extra clips because I found a guy who had one completely broken mag strike and one with a leak in it, and I bought it for like $5, and I just basically took it for the clips because for some reason Nerf doesn't allow you to buy the clips separately. It's just one with the gun, which is really weird because it's the only clip system gun that actually has like a belt clip on it. It actually has a belt clip on the clip for you to put on your belt, but it only comes with one. And there's no way to buy them separately. So I don't see the point in having a belt clip to clip it onto your belt when you can't even have extra ones.
Yeah.
It's kind of pointless. I also glued on a light, and you might not be able to see this, but you can actually slide the light out, and it's got like a cord attached to it, so it's like a keychain light. So I can actually pull it out and shine it around.
Yeah.
And night vision goggles would be best though, because flashlights or lights, lasers, stuff like that, give people a pretty good idea of where you are.
Precisely, which is why in the second picture you'll notice I have night vision binoculars, a scope that I wish was night vision, but it's close enough. I mean, I can still see people in the dark, but yeah. And then also I have this super duper bright LED light that I found. I have found this super bright LED, and I glued it with my new hot glue gun to a tactical rail piece, and it is currently my favorite new toy because I put it on a gun and it just makes me feel like a real night ops person. And I can shine in people's eyes, and even if I'm out of ammo, it's as good as me because it's so dang bright. It has 5 uber bright LEDs that just like blind people.
Very nice.
And then also I have a dagger that's not Nerf, but it's kind of fun to play around with, and it's a very effective melee weapon. And then lastly, I have a clip that I attach to a tactical rail that I can just slide on the side of my gun, and when I run out, I can just pop it off the top and put it in the side if I somehow run out of ammo. So it's a very effective group of weapons. Unfortunately, the mag strike may have not been the best choice for a night ops thing because it's like super loud when you pull the trigger, but you won't be given away until you actually pull the trigger, and you only get one shot with it anyways unless you carry more on you, which I might be doing. But if you're gonna run out of ammo, you might as well go down with a loud bang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Dying heroically.
No, not necessarily dying. Maybe like a call for help. Bang, bang, I'm out of ammo. I just fired all my mag strike rounds, beat everybody. I don't need you anymore.
Yeah, but if you have someone who's coming at you, calling for help will still not save you. Unless the person in question is only a couple of feet or yards away or something.
And then lastly, I haven't done this yet, but I want to because my Raider serves as a very good primary, and my mag strike serves as like a heavy weapon, but I kind of need a secondary in case my Raider runs out of ammo. I'm thinking of buying, I actually bought a Night Finder a couple years back when I painted my mag strike, and in the process of painting both of them. I believe both were broken. And my mag strike miraculously started working again, but unfortunately my night finder has not started working again. The nozzle of it actually snapped off while I was painting it.
Oh no.
The newer night finders do not have as good a seal on it, and when put under pressure, they snap very easily. Also, you can't remove the air restrictor from newer night finders. It's integrated with the internal plunger, which is kind of a pain. But that's not too big of a deal to me because the fire strike now is just as good. I'm thinking of either getting a night finder or a fire strike, painting it black, and then using that as my secondary. But yeah.
Wait, which one is the fire strike again?
The upgraded night finder.
What?
It's the elite version of the night finder.
Okay, so I wouldn't know about it. As I said, I've been out of date. But anyways, I also like the little reflexes. That's what they're called. The Reflex IX-1 or something.
I think the reflexes.
For some reason, I've always liked those guns. I don't know why. They're so small, but that shouldn't make me like them. I don't know. I just do.
The Triad's a much better choice. It's just as small as the Reflex, and it's got 3 shots that you can successfully fire.
I'll have to look into that one, too.
Yeah.
Very cool little pistol, and it's only $7.
Huh, really? That's pretty cool.
I actually think it's a little bit on the pricey side for this, for a really, it's like beyond smaller than a sidearm. It's like really tiny.
Well, you know.
But in theory, it's better than the Fire Strike. It shoots farther, it's more accurate. The only benefit the Fire Strike has is its little laser sight.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's actually really funny that the smaller gun's better. But that actually happens a lot in Nerf. Like a night finder shoots farther than the long strike, which is kind of sad.
What?
It'll shoot farther than a sniper rifle.
That is kind of sad.
The long strike is considered to be one of the worst clip system guns. It only shoots like 20 to 30 feet without the barrel on. The night finder shoots easily 40 feet.
Oh, that is pretty bad.
Yeah. Everyone was like so hyped about the long strike, and then it actually got the worst ranges of. It's like tied with the recon for the worst ranges of all clip system guns.
Yeah, that is sad. Even more so because the long strike is such a cool looking gun.
It's supposed to be a sniper rifle. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Can I just insert an ad here?
Sure.
For a game, for any LEGO fans who are watching this, most probably are because this is sort of a LEGO channel. Anyways, so yeah, there are several fan-made games that are being made.
Is it the one you're involved in?
Yes. Nice. To fill in the gap LEGO Universe made when it was canceled. And one of those is Balance of Power. I'll give a link to the site. And yeah, basically we have the story down. It's all on the site. But the only thing we're missing are good coders who can code in Unity script and stuff like that. So if there are any people out there who are interested in LEGO, interested in joining a game like that, then...
I think it's unlikely that you'll have someone listening that knows how to code Unity.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, never hurts to ask.
That's the truth.
I'm surprised, actually. Unity is a very uncommonly used scripter. Not a whole lot of people know how to code it.
Yeah, well, it's oh yeah, we also need modelers, 3D modelers, like in Blender and stuff. One of our members left recently, and he was, one of the best modelers we had. But anyways, so yeah, there's just that invitation out there to anyone.
Alrighty, well, best of luck in regards to that.
Well, thank you. And yeah, so is that it?
We're in the description for it. I think so. Anybody else's thoughts on my Night Ops kits or...
I've got a thought. It's pretty swag. What it is. Can't deny.
You should see the spread I get now that I punched out the air restrictor.
Ha! I bet it's insane.
because most of the time I don't like taking out the air restrictor because it reduces rain. No, it reduces quietness. It makes it a lot louder.
Reduces quietness. Wow. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Air restrictor makes it quieter.
Okay.
However, the Mag Strike is already an extremely loud weapon. Like, it's the release of air against darts. It makes it...
It's the closest you can get to a machine gun sound in Nerf.
So, I figured since it's already going to be ridiculously loud and I'm already probably going to give away my position, I might as well get better ranges and a better spread with it. So I punched out the air restrictors on it. And while it's slightly less accurate, it's getting probably like 60, 65 feet.
Huh.
And it gets a very nice spread. It shoots about probably a 15 foot wide area. So
well,
I guarantee anybody within 50 feet of me that I fired at will be in the path of one of those darts.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even if it is louder, if they do hear it, unless they see you, they're not going to be able to get out of the way in time, especially if you're, swinging it. Or not swinging, but, sweeping the line of fire from side to side.
Also, the Mag Strike is silent until you fire. Pumping it very...
Aren't they all?
Very quiet.
A gun that you don't fire is not going to make any
noise, right? No, I'm not talking about actually firing. I'm talking about, like, loading it. It's quiet loading it because you just pump it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Wow. Well.
That is, after you've shoved the clip into it.
Yes. Well, is that all?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Meso, you sound so interested.
I am interested. It's just, I'm gonna be leaving and I don't want to leave midway through.
So I suppose we should officially end this off now?
Yep. Alright, guys. This is Joev14 and I was here with...
Mesonak from the TTV podcast.
Jeyo from the Triple I podcast. There must be a better way to say that. But yes, this one. And, right. Yeah. So that's it, right?
That's pretty much it. We hope you enjoyed. You guys should go and check out my other videos.
Are you eating something right now?
What's it to you?
Because I can hear your voice keeps getting like muffled and then normal, and then there are these odd other noises in the background.
Yes, go check out all the other videos. Thank you for listening.
Yes, go check out my other videos. If you have an interest in Minecraft and building stuff, you should check out Exocraft because we need people to help with that. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening. See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.